It is very hot right now. Hello and welcome back to the book corner. I'm in a corner. I've got a book, so let's talk about it. Okay, so of course, if you've read the title, I'm going to be reviewing Our Dark Duet. Let me pull up my sleeves because it is very hot today. There's a hurricane coming. It's called Maria, and Maria wants to run right over Puerto Rico. So it's really hot right now. But let's talk about a book. Our Dark Duet is the second and last installment in the Savage Song series by Victoria Schwab. Victoria Schwab's writing in this series is so poetic and so good, and it genuinely draws you in. I would not go to sleep reading this book. I highly encourage you to read it. It's a good leisure read if you're looking for something out of the academic. It's really good. Victoria writes diverse, good stories. Here we find what happens after the first book, of course, since it is the sequel. Kate left Verity and August stayed behind because August has now become the top dog of the Fling unit, and he's basically commander-in-chief, more or less, of his unit because, of course, his father is running the entire operation. So what happens is Kate is fighting monsters where she went, and I don't think I can say anything else without spoiling the book. Just, if you haven't read The Savage Song, go read it. If you haven't read Our Dark Duet after The Savage Song, then go read The Savage Song, then Our Dark Duet, then you can come back and watch this video. But if you don't mind being spoiled, then let's just keep on watching. I'm just gonna go away while you figure out what you want to do, and then we can continue. So, okay. Okay, let's talk about the book. So, Our Dark Duet starts off very, as I would say, normal. I read this a while ago, so probably most of what I'm saying might be a little bit incorrect in the smaller details, but most of it I remember the general idea. But however, Kate has become a monster hunter in Prosperity, hunting these monsters that feed on hearts, and she has this little unit of kids that are kind of hackers, and she's just trying to survive. You know, she's a lone wolf. She's not really used to this, but at the same time, I think she likes the fact that she found this group of people. And in the end, they find a new kind of monster that has been born, basically, and it feeds off chaos. They call it the Chaos Eater because it creates chaos wherever it goes, and Kate becomes affected by this monster, but she doesn't let it affect her as much, so she keeps fighting it throughout the entire book, and it's incredible. So she realizes eventually that in order to feel better and get this monster out of her head, she has to kill it, or at least destroy it. So once she realizes the monster is heading over to Verity, she has to go after it. And she leaves behind this really cool crew that she found in Prosperity, and I really liked them, especially that moment when they were in the coffee shop. I loved the normality of it, especially when they were taking orders from Kate, and Kate actually working at the coffee shop. That was really cool, because who would have pictured Kate working at like a Starbucks or something like that. It's also funny how Prosperity isn't entirely in the know of the fact that they have monsters, and they keep calling them animal attacks. And me, an intellectual that has watched Twilight, knows that when somebody calls something an animal attack, it's not an animal attack. So come on, Prosperity, you can do better than that. Apart from that, switching over to Verity, August is now, as I said, commander of that group that used to be the position of his brother, and that's also something that he struggles through the entire book, because he's fighting between this need he has to be human, while he has the voice of his brother guiding him, telling him that he's a monster. I remember reading the book like, August, ignore the voice in your head. Also, can we talk about the fact that Sloan seriously has issues? I mean, kept hunting these girls that looked like Kate because they looked like Kate, because he wanted to kill her. And then there's the part where I felt bad for August because he just wanted to play his violin, and then Kate's monster that looks like her just appears and sets a trap for him, and I'm like, August just wanted to play his violin. Let August play his violin. And it's really cool how since his last violin was destroyed, he now has this metallic violin, which is also a little sad because it represents how he's changed But it's also good because then they can't destroy this one. Also, can we talk about the fact that Colin is back? Yay, Colin! But then I felt bad because he was thrust into this when Colin is such a sweet boy and now he has to become a soldier. And the fact that we could lose him. Can we also talk about that part in 328 when Jackson sits down with Kate and August and he breaks the tension by saying there wasn't any beef when he wanted beef, and it's like, oh, it's okay, Jackson. It's okay. One of my favorite parts was when Kate and August kissed, and I was happy because we had a book club, the Epic Reads book club here with Victoria Schwab on Skype, and she said that they would kiss, but it wasn't gonna be something that big, and I don't care. I love that moment. I was like, you guys belong together, but you really aren't gonna be together because you can't be together because Kate's soul is stained, so you know, yeah. Please, we gotta kiss. Then the best part that reminded me of Aileen fighting with Manon when Kate and her monster doppelganger start fighting, and I'm like, yeah, Kate, you can do it, you can do it, you can fight that girl. But then I hated that pause when we had to wait for August to get there to realize what had happened, and Kate and the monster had simultaneously killed each other, and Kate could have survived, but then August tried to help her, but he took her soul. The most important part, Zorro! It added so much diversity, as well the personality. Their personality was so good, especially how they were serious, and it was such a big contrast from August because August could see beyond the black and white while Zorro could only see black and white. At the end, I love how they change and they see that there's more than just the black and white, especially when all of the souls are stained because of the Chaos Eater. That was good character development. I really liked that one. Then the tears wouldn't stop because August's sister sacrifices herself. Colin! Oh my god. Colin is bleeding on the floor and he's just smiling because he's a cinnamon roll. And Kate dies. But all in all, I loved Sloan's death. I loved August's journey. I loved Zorro's journey. I loved the character development in all the characters. August's fight with himself and Kate's fight with herself. I loved all these conflicts within and external. I absolutely loved the writing. The ending was what it was supposed to be. I wouldn't change it. However, one thing I'm gonna request is that August go back to Prosperity and talk to the crew about Kate, her story, and how it ended, because they deserve at least that. I just want to thank you for watching. I'm sorry if this was a little bit rambly. You know how I am. I would jump in from point to point, from point to point to point to point to point, etc. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. Subscribe if you want to see more videos by me. Click the little bell if you want to be notified when I upload. Leave a comment below telling me if you've read any Victoria Schwab books or V.E. Schwab. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Stay happy, stay positive, and I'll see you next time. Bye!